Hey everybody, I'm here today with a driving lesson on steering in reverse. In this video, I'll be going over the basics of steering straight, right, and left when in reverse. Now, since in this video, I'll primarily be addressing the steering of a car, and I won't really be talking about the pedals or the gear selection, this information can be applied to both automatic and manual transmission cars. Now, without further ado, let's get right to it. I want to start off by talking about your perspective when reversing, okay? And this is primarily important for when you're steering right and left, not so important for when you're steering straight, but you should still keep it in mind. Now, here's how it goes. Your perspective should be looking in front of you. Now, that's your perspective. When you're reversing, you're actually going to be looking behind you and all around the car, as well as in front of you, but your perspective should remain. The way you're thinking should remain as if you were looking forward. Now, that's because of the way that the steering works. Now, just keep that in mind, and now let's go over the three different aspects of steering in reverse: steering straight, steering right, and steering left. We'll start off with the easiest one, what I consider to be the easiest one, which is steering straight. So I'm going to move this seat up a little bit, put the foot down on the brake, put it in reverse, release the emergency brake, make sure that I'm buckled up, and let's go ahead and let's steer straight when in reverse. I'm just going to start to defog the windows a little bit. All right, so for steering straight, your steering wheel has to remain straight. Now, first and foremost, make sure that your steering wheel is straight to begin with. Make sure that your wheels are straight to begin with. Once you have ensured that they are straight, you can go ahead and reverse and hold the wheel straight. Now, I like to hold it with one hand, and that's because I like to use my other hand to allow my body to turn. Now, as I'm turning this way, I'm holding the wheel with my left hand. But when I go to turn this way, I have to hold the wheel with my right hand to get a full perspective. And you should be looking all around your car as you're reversing. So it's important to make sure that you are indeed looking all around your car. And for me, that requires me to switch hands as I reverse, simply because, you know, I don't have a back that can twist 180 degrees. So I have to do that. All right, now I'm in reverse. Emergency brake is off. I'm holding the wheel at the top. Let's go ahead and let's move backwards. So as you can see, I'm looking around the car, just like that, holding the wheel straight, continually switching hands, using my mirrors and looking around. Now, it's that simple. Steering straight in reverse is that simple. It's important to continually look all around the car as you are steering in reverse. And it's also important to look around the car before you even start reversing. So that means before you even start reversing, you're going to check all around the car and also in the mirrors. All right. Now, this is where the perspective comes into play. When you're steering right or left, you have to know which way the rear of your car is going to swing, okay? Now, if you're looking at the front of your car like this, I want you to do this. If you're in your car right now, parked, or if you are going to be in your car later. Look at the front of your car like this, okay? Now, here's how it goes. If you steer the wheel to the left in reverse, the rear of your car is going to go to your left when you're looking at the front. So imagine the rear of your car going in that direction. Now, if you steer the wheel to the right, the rear of your car is going to go to your right when you're looking at the front of your car. So that's why I say keep your perspective like this, because if I'm steering to the right, I'm turned around, but I know my perspective is over here, so I know the rear of my car is going to go this way. And that's why it's important to keep your perspective. Now let's go ahead and we're going to reverse, and I'll steer a little bit to the right and to the left. So once again, I'm looking around. We're going to steer to the right a little bit, to the left. We'll just do like sort of a little swerving pattern over here. To the right, to the left, to the right again, to the left again, and so forth. So that's why it's important to keep your perspective towards the front. Now, one final thing before we finish this video. I want to talk about the front end of your car swinging out. And that's very important for steering right or left. Now, if you are steering straight in reverse, the front end of your car is not going to swing anywhere because your wheels are straight and you're going straight backwards. Now, when you steer right or left, the more that you steer, the more that the front end of your car is going to swing out. Now, that means that if I steer to the right in reverse, the front end of my car is going to swing out to the left because the rear of my car is going to the right. And vice versa. If I steer to the left, the front end of my car is going to swing out to the right because the rear of my car is going to the left. And this is all in the perspective of facing the front of the car. Now, the reason that this happens is because when you're in reverse, Your front wheels act as if they're the back wheels of the car. And you essentially, when you're in reverse, your front wheels are turning, but they're at the rear of the movement of the car. So therefore, it's almost like you have a rear wheel turning car. And that's how rear wheel turning vehicles, whether it's a car or a mechanical piece of equipment, how they operate, okay? The end of the wheel that turns, so like I said, the front wheels are turning, and since they're at the back of the movement of the car when you're going in reverse, they're going to swing out, which creates a very, very sharp turn. It's very effective for sharp turns, but you have to keep that swing in mind when you're doing something like reversing out of a parking spot, because you don't want to turn the wheel too sharply. The front end of your car swings out and scrapes the car beside you. So you have to keep that in mind. And that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over a driving lesson about steering in reverse. I've talked to you about steering straight, right, and left while in reverse. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.